Hey everybody, welcome back to Real Videos. Your man Bone Soprano hanging out with two people that I've known for so long. We go back like corduroys and bell bottoms. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about two other crazy Latinos. We got two more Latinos on the show right now. Jaci Velasquez, how you doing, girl?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Very good, very good. And my man Nick over here from Salvador. Some of y'all remember him from the group Salvador. How you doing, Chico?
I'm doing really well.
Todo bien, todo bien.
Todo bien, gracias.
Okay, good, good. Now here's what I want to talk about, because there's a lot of people that have been like, wow, Nick and Jaci together. And I remember you guys have liked each other for a long time. I always say, I've known, I've seen it in the eyes and all that.
In the eyes, I love that.
It's all in the eyes, Chico. Now let me ask you, I'm going to ask you, how did you guys actually meet? When did you guys meet for the first time?
Well, I'm glad you're asking me, because I'm the only one that tells this story the right way.
Yeah, I knew to ask a woman. I knew you'd get it.
Truth. You're going to get the truth from a woman. This guy who'd be like, yeah, you know, so it was cool. She said hi.
Whatever you
hi,
say, whatever you say, babe, that's my line. Whatever you say.
The real story is this. I got invited to a birthday party from a mutual friend of ours, Chris Rodriguez. It was his birthday, and his wife called me and said, hey, there's this really cute boy that I want you to meet. You've got to come to Chris's birthday party. This was, mind you, like 8 years ago. And I was like, okay, cool. So, you know, I go, and I take his gift in, and she goes, come here, he's sitting over here. And he's sitting at this table with the other guys, and he was this cute Mexican boy. And I go,
where was I at during this time?
Very funny.
Oh, I was just curious where I was at. All right.
So I meet him, and she goes, this is Nick, this is Jaci. And he says to me, he goes, hey. And then turns the other direction. He was being so cool, and I was like,
mentiras.
I was like, you're just trying to be cool. A mutual friend of mine and his, they were kind of hanging out for a little bit, and he got my phone number from her, and basically called me and asked me out on a date. That's cool. And
where did we go? We went to McDonald's. It was sweet. It was romantic. It was
romantic, expensive
bro,
date, right?
I got the extra cheese.
This guy knows how to spend some money on his
extra cheese on the hamburger. It was we went to J. Alexander's. You don't ever remember this stuff. Oh, in Cool Springs. You know, Jay, say it right there. We went to dinner.
Sure we didn't go to Carrabba's?
No, I'm positive. Wow, that's really bad that you don't remember anything.
That's horrible. Normally the girl remembers the first date.
So anyway.
You know, I just remember.
It was on my credit card statement. That's why I remember. I was like, oh, I was so broke at the time. It was awesome. So I had to take Jaci Velasquez. You know how expensive that was? I was like, whoo.
I was eating everything.
I want to know, and I want each one of you to describe each other, because there's a lot of things that people don't know about Jaci, just like there's a lot of things that people may not know about Nick. So I want to find out, what is he like when he's at home? Forget off the road. We know he's a great performer and all that stuff, but what is he like just as a regular person when you guys are hanging out, going out places, or just at home? Tell us something we might not know about him.
Well, when we first got married, he wouldn't stop. Like, he was always working. When I say working, I'm not talking about the road. I'm talking about, like, going to storage, cleaning, moving, doing just everything possible, you know, working in the studio, tracking something, singing, you know, writing songs, always working. And I really was like, baby, you got to relax. You got to slow down. You're going to give yourself a heart attack and me one at the same time.
She was getting tired just watching me. Because she would watch me from the living room.
And just
where are you going?
On the couch,
what are
and
you
he
doing?
would make me tired, and I wasn't even doing anything.
So he's a hard worker.
He's a hard worker, and that's
Latin.
part of the reason.
It's Latin, darling. That's Latin right there.
That's part of the reason I fell in love with him, and I married him.
All right, now you tell me a little bit about Jaci. What do we not know about her? What is she
likes to sleep. No, I'm just kidding. She actually does. Jaci actually is a really good relaxer, and but. Jaci,
that's hard to do.
I gotta say this. Jaci's a great cook, and that might be something.
Oh, wow.
Even as somebody that had traveled, and she was telling me a story the other day. I had no idea. I'm learning new things about Jaci too, still. And she was telling me that when she was a little girl, they didn't have a house. They lived in an RV because they traveled. Her family, they're musicians, and so they traveled. So she was telling me they didn't have a house. I say a home, meaning a place to go. They had an RV. And I thought, what an interesting thing, and that she grew up and she mostly spent time in hotels and stuff like that. So
you would never think she's a good cook because
that's exactly right, because she probably didn't see too much of the home. You know, like probably like, I don't know about your family, but like I always saw my mom cook.
Yep, exactly.
And so, but Jaci learned how to cook.
Here's what I want to know: what is her best dish? What is her best? And what kind of food? Is it more Mexican food, Latin food? Is it?
You know what? She does great Latin food. She does, you know, Jaci. We're not sure whether she's Mexican, but she says she is. But she's a lot of things. She's French. She's Scottish. She has some Arabic in there, and then there's Spanish. All these different things in there. So she does great Latin food, but she makes a killer cinnamon apple chicken. Is that what you created?
Well, I made up this dish, cinnamon apple chicken. Yeah.
It's kind of Frenchy.
Okay.
No, not French kissy. It's Frenchy. And so that is like my favorite dish, and she makes these great potatoes, and it's just kind of one of those really cool things where, like, it's really nice to come home and you know how your house has a smell and a feel. It's like when I smell that, it reminds me of just those moments of eating that food, and I'm glad that we were able to create memories like this. But
that's cool.
No, it's good. It's good times.
We
man.
may have to have a Nic and Jaci cooking show one of these days.
You know what? That would be so cool for
recipes.
me. Yeah, that would be great.
The first dish my husband ever made me, it was so sweet. He said, "Baby."
Cornflakes.
Yeah.
No, he said, "Baby, sit down. I'm gonna make you an appetizer."
It's real.
And I was like, "Oh, baby, you're gonna make me appetizer?" You know, we're just, I'm so in love with him. And he goes to the kitchen, pulls out a bag of chips and tortilla chips, puts it in a bowl, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's some like nacho thing, and just puts shredded cheese on it, puts it in the microwave, and hands it to me.
Hey, you didn't have to do it.
That's a bachelor's meal right there.
Tell me about it.
But you know what? It was good. I respect it.
There was
baby.
3 types of cheese in that
go.
shredded stuff that I got. It was pre-shredded, so.
Well, hey, man, listen, we're learning about cooking, about married life, about all kinds of stuff. So y'all stay tuned, because we will be right back with Nic and Jessica right here on Real Videos. Don't go nowhere. Jaci, I'm sorry.
Nic and Jessica.
Hey guys, welcome back to Real Videos. T-Bone again here with Nic and Jaci, not Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson. This is Nic and Jaci, whole different team here.
Sonny and Cher,
totally.
Sonny and Cher, whatever you want to call
You
us.
always confuse me for her. All the time, actually.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I want to do. We're going to do something different here. If you guys had 2 questions that you can ask each other, I'm going to actually give you guys an opportunity to interview each other. So, Jaci, we're going to start with you since you were so energetic and excited about this. What are 2 questions that you would want to ask him? And then, Nic, of course, you have to answer them, and we're going to go vice versa. So, Jaci, I'm going to start with you.
Okay. Something I don't know about my husband, I'm going to ask him.
All right.
Baby doll.
I'm ready.
What's your favorite time in the day?
My favorite time of the day is probably 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., and that's because my favorite show in the whole wide world is on SportsCenter.
It was supposed to revolve around me.
I know, that's what it was for. I'm sorry about that. I was like, okay.
Okay, now you go with the question.
Okay. If the Lord were to call me to be a missionary, here, look at this face, look at this face, and we had to sell our things and move to a country, how would you feel about that?
Actually, this is something we should do behind the cameras, not in front of the cameras. Thank you. Baby, golly.
I'm just curious. I'm curious.
Man, my question wasn't even nearly as deep as this.
But this, it's because
Do you feel weird, like being right in the middle of this?
This is something you guys have talked about. You're trying to get it all hashed out.
Right in front of the world. No,
camera.
actually, obviously, when we first got married, I would have probably given you the answer, no. But as I've been with you, and I actually, I love him more today than I did then, even when I married him. So, baby, if the Lord called you to do something like that, of course I'd be with you.
All right, I like that. I like that. Sweet, sweet. I have a question.
Okay, babe.
All right. So, if we had, how many children would you have for me if I wanted a family of 12? How many do you come from? How many?
Only 5.
You're only 5? Oh my gosh, it's just me and a brother. So only 5. So okay.
Who are you?
Would you have 5 children if
No.
Why?
I love my son more than I could possibly explain, but
right.
but I can't do the middle child thing. I always feel bad for middle children.
You do? All right.
Yeah, it's got to be 2 or 4, no 3 or 5.
Well, don't say that because he's got 5 in his family. There's a middle child.
No, I know
there.
there's a middle child, and he probably feels out of place.
Hey guys, welcome back to Real Videos. T-Bone here hanging out with Nic and Jaci. How you feeling? You guys having a good time?
We're having fun. I really appreciate y'all bringing us out.
Yeah,
This is cool. This is a different show. I'm liking the vibe here. We're getting some marital problems worked out in front of the camera, right?
This is therapy.
At least, yeah, this is...
Send your marital problems to T-Bone at...
Because we know where you guys are moving now, and we know how many kids you guys are going to have, so we fixed all the problems right here in one shot.
Our life is planned out.
Yeah.
Next subject is world peace.
Yeah, there you go. We'll tackle that next.
There you go.